Right now at 6 o'clock, a new statewide effort to crack down on crime at local bars. Indiana Governor Mike Braun announced a new plan to target these so-called nuisance bars. Samantha Johnson joins us live. She's in Beech Grove right now, where they've seen a positive change from this kind of effort. Sam?
That's right, Anne Marie. The bar here behind me used to be the Silver Bullet Bar and Grill. At one point, the mayor here in Beech Grove deemed it a public nuisance, but now it's open under new ownership with a new name. And we can tell you, we know the governor's office is warning other bars tonight that enough is enough. Nuisance bars are late-night joints that tend to attract crime, drugs, and disturbances. Police cite incidents like this 2023 shooting outside the old Silver Bullet, where 2 men were shot. Governor Mike Braun telling us in a statement, so-called nuisance bars present a serious public safety threat, becoming hubs for crime, drugs, and violence that make our communities more dangerous and drive down nearby property values. So now Indiana State Police and the state's Alcohol and Tobacco Commission's Excise Police will cross-train and share resources to target this kind of crime. Local police will be looped in too. The Frankfort Police Chief, for example, telling us, "We look forward to hearing from the Excise Superintendent and Indiana State Police as the governor's initiative becomes more clear to see how we can assist." So I talked to the staff today inside the new bar here in Beech Grove. They tell me they're doing everything they can to turn this location around for the city, but also for their clients. We checked police records that show under this new management, police haven't been called to this bar for any type of disturbance in almost 8 months. We did reach out to the governor's office today to get more information about how this will all work with excise police and state police. We have not heard back yet. We'll be sure to keep you updated.
All right, Samantha Johnson reporting live for us tonight in Beech Grove. Thank you. Also tonight, a man is under arrest accused of stealing a vehicle and leading police on a chase that ended in a deadly crash. This happened on the east side Monday night. Police say the man drove off while officers were investigating an alleged traffic violation in Newcastle. The driver led police along I-70 toward Indy before eventually crashing on the east side near Washington and North Midhofer. One person died. 3 others went to the hospital. Their condition unknown at this hour. The man now facing preliminary charges for resisting law enforcement and auto theft. Tonight, Indianapolis Metro Police are investigating a deadly shooting just behind a bus stop. This happened just around 1:30 this afternoon on West Morris near South Belmont Avenue. That's on the near southwest side. Officers say they arrived there and they found a victim in critical condition and that he later died at the hospital. Police also detained a person near the scene, but they have yet to say if this person was involved in that incident. We'll keep you updated. Also tonight, we want to give you a look inside the new Fishers Police Department's forensics unit. It's a unit very unique to the state of Indiana. Marina Silva takes us inside the room where evidence is analyzed.
If you've ever driven past a crime scene or even watched a crime show on TV, you have seen police collecting evidence and testing it to get to the suspect. But usually it's not as fast as your 1-hour crime show episode.
And now I'm getting to the point where I get in front of people and I'm going, we can do those things. And I don't know if we're catching up with that or getting ahead.
The Fishers Police Department is using advanced technology to speed it up and get suspects off the streets.
This helps you pinpoint where you're going and where you want your people to spend your time, which ultimately is going to save resources, it's going to save time.
From rapid DNA tests to separating out a victim's blood versus suspect's blood to even fingerprints, it all happens in this office.
Our cartridge then goes into the rapid DNA instrument and develops a profile in 90 minutes.
The chief says it's not only investigating a crime that occurs, but preventing crime as well.
Because I want to solve crimes on the way up to the violent crimes. I don't want to have the violent crimes. And these techniques and these tools and these people help me achieve that.
Now, all evidence eventually goes to the state crime lab in order to continue with the criminal investigation. But this helps detectives and Fishers get a suspect off the streets now rather than later. In Fishers, Marina Silva, 13 News.
And here's a live look downtown right now on this Thursday night, 61 degrees, and we have rain that's moving through much of central Indiana right now.
Yeah, we've had a few drops on the lens of this camera. If there's a delay at the Indians game tonight at Victory Field, I think it's a minor delay. It's a 6:35 first pitch.
Okay.
The steadiest rain is going to start to move out of Marion County. But that's where we're going to start this evening, is with that thin line of rain that's moving from southwest to northeast. You can see we still have some lingering showers in and around Indianapolis, up to the north side into Castleton. Some steadier rain over Hancock County, including Greenfield, south to Greensburg. Last local stop is north, where we now have rain in Tipton, Kokomo, and Logansport, and still raining in Frankfort. All of that moving northeast. And you can see where we're rain cooled from 57 in Lafayette to 57 in Indianapolis, but where the rain has stopped, 65, and where we don't have rain yet, also 65 in Muncie and Richmond. So a few evening showers, most of us in the upper 50s and low 60s over the next several hours. Rain should clear the state by 8 o'clock. Then we turn our attention to a warm, windy Friday. Highs tomorrow at 80 degrees, but unfortunately, we are back under the threat of severe weather. The timeline, late Friday night and early Saturday.
Thanks, Angela. All across the country today, including in Bloomington on the IU campus, a national day of action for higher education.
Go, hey, hey, ho, ho, Hamilton has got to go.
That's the chant from protesters in Dunn Meadow today in Bloomington. They're calling for the resignation of IU's president, Pamela Whitten. A coalition of faculty, staff, and students say academic freedom now is under attack. But they also say the Trump administration is failing to defend them while supporting Israel's war against Palestinians.
Anyone here who comes to this institution believes in principles of diversity of thought, diversity, equity, and inclusion, freedom of speech, and the right to go to a university that's not directly invested in some of the worst crimes of the 21st century. Isn't that right? Yeah.
They really were targeting the school administration there. This was an all-afternoon event with speeches and calls to get involved. We did reach out to the IU administration for a response, but at this hour, we have yet to hear back. Also today in Muncie, Ball State announced that it's ditching its diversity, equity, and inclusion program. This decision was made to comply with President Trump's executive order to end what he calls illegal discrimination and to restore merit-based opportunity. Ball State's president explained why the decision was made.
And if the administration were to conclude that we had failed to comply with the president's executive order, the Department of Education could conceivably determine that our students are no longer eligible for federally funded financial aid, things like Pell Grants and federal student loans. That outcome would be devastating for so many of our students.
Today, the Board of Trustees also authorized the school's president to take any further action necessary to comply with state or federal laws regarding the university. And tonight, a U.S. District Court judge is denying the ACLU of Indiana's request for a temporary restraining order. This order was to protect 7 international college students here in Indiana whose lawful status was terminated. Earlier this week, the ACLU of Indiana filed a lawsuit against the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, alleging that that department violated the students' Fifth Amendment right to due process. The students attend Purdue, IU Indy, and Notre Dame. The ACLU said in a statement it's now considering its options on how best to move forward. Still ahead tonight, the Pacers returning to the playoffs. The tip-off is this Saturday. We have the Indiana connections you're going to see during the broadcast of Game 1. And the month of May almost here, and competition already heating up between some of the IndyCar drivers. Angela?
Anne-Marie, we have several rounds of rain and storms Friday night into the weekend. I'll have a look ahead.